Okay, so welcome. It always feels weird when I hit record because it's like, here we are. Okay, so today we're going to start off talking about food swaps. And I wanted to just do a little mindset tip too before we get started, because I know we're all going to have things that we've swapped out. And I want you to think about something you used to eat that now you swap for. And if you want to talk, then that'd be awesome. And we can contribute like all of our ideas. And this will be a location to kind of have an idea for all the food swaps. But before we start, so what I want you to think about mindset wise is I don't want you just to swap and feel miserable because you made the swap, right? Part of making this swap is making an empowering decision that you're eating better, more nutritious, fueling your body, whatever you're calling it, right? Whatever you feel good about. But that decision to swap for something better is a great decision, right? You're choosing to, have the benefits of that better choice. So if we swap and feel like, oh, I have to eat this and my family's eating this, and this is such a bummer, then you're just going to want to go back to the other thing, right? Or binge or change or just not stick to it. So part of this shift is also shifting our mindset to be like, this is a great choice. I still get all the flavor, but I made this swap. And so now I can eat, even more of this because maybe it's a veggie base. And so I can eat more volume if I want to, because I feel good when I do those things, right? So let's think of our shifts, not as a sacrifice or deprivation or restriction, but more of an empowered choice to feel the other things we want to feel. Excited about our goals, excited about our progress, excited about how we feel inside from the swap. Okay. All right. And that's my TED Talk scene. Okay, so let's, if you have a swap that has made like a big difference for you, let's share those kinds of things now, because I know it'll help everybody else in the groups, and especially as they watch the replay, to hear things that were a big difference maker for you. Anybody want to go?
Cauliflower rice.
Yes, in everything.
That was big. Yeah.
Zoodles for pasta.
Yes.
Yes, another great one.
And spaghetti squash for pasta. I did that the other night. Oh, Robin, we can't hear you.
I swapped out a lot of.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. I'm still on mute. No. I'm still on vacation. I used a romaine lettuce in place of bread for sandwiches.
Yeah. Instead of a bun. Perfect.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Kim?
I've swapped out like maple syrup for white sugar, or agave or stevia for white sugar. Trying to eat less refined white sugar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually swap out vanilla Shakeology for sugar is what I do.
Really?
When I cook, yeah.
Interesting. Fact, okay, I need to hear more about this. Yeah, let's hear more about this, Lily. Like, what do you use it in?
So I made pancakes and waffles for my kids every week. That's their go-to breakfast. And instead of sugar, I just put vanilla Shakeology. Don't tell them because they don't know.
We won't.
So, because it's sweet to me, it's really sweet. So I just, I put that in there instead of the sugar. So, I actually do that when I bake a lot, is I use vanilla Shakeology, and I use the vegan vanilla. So.
Okay, we'll have to try that. Sub it in for something.
I've done that with cocoa powder, or not cocoa powder, but instead of cocoa powder, I've used chocolate Shakeology or vegan chocolate Shakeology, and then eliminated the sugar from the recipe. But yeah, I do that. And then what was it? I definitely swap out the other sweeteners though too. We don't use brown sugar or white sugar. We use maple syrup, like actual green stevia leaf or stevia extract or coconut sugar. I have used date sugar too in the past. And then I also use, Robin, you made me think of it. We will make tacos out of romaine lettuce. We'll use that as our taco shell. Yeah. So yeah.
Ooh, that reminds me of all of Lily's subs for flour tortillas, like the jicama, the egg one. What you tell it, Lily? Oh, she's got one today.
Yeah, we can go over it later. There's so many different types of tortillas that you can sub in nowadays. For like Kim was saying, there's a brand that makes jicama tortillas, and you got to find what works for you and taste wise and whether it's worth it or not. I do the lettuce swap a lot for burgers and for different things as well, because my body just doesn't respond well to bread.
And I don't want more and more of PB2. It just tastes good and then I'm satisfied. But like peanut butter, then I just want to like dip the spoon in the jar and then in my Shakeology and eat, so just,
Yeah, I use the PB2 as well for my Shakeology, and I actually bake with it as well. So like I made peanut butter cookies with it, and they taste just like peanut butter cookies, but without all the extra fat. So, but there's a lot of different swaps you can do that you wouldn't even think about it. That especially when like experimenting baking, and if you like to bake, there's so many different swaps, especially like Beverly was talking about all the different sugars and all the, instead of maple syrup or white table sugar, there's so many different options. But I know that there are a few recipes on there that use the applesauce as a sweetener and kind of a filler as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it lessens the amount of oil that you have to add too.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yeah. What about flours? Do you guys use, obviously switching to whole wheat flour, but do you guys use the almond flours or other different kinds of flours in your baking as well?
Tried almond and coconut and cassava a little bit. You have to kind of, unless you have a recipe that calls for that flour, you kind of have to play with it because it's not usually the same consistency or density as whole wheat flour or white flour. So I've found that I have to play with my recipes when I substitute like almond flour or coconut or cassava, any of those.
Very much so. Very much so. You have to change like your water or whatever liquid. You have to change your liquid or whatever.
Change the temp and cook it a little bit longer at a lower temp or something. So
but pretty easy to go from like a white flour to a whole wheat or to a gluten-free mix that's already pre-made, but doing coconut or an almond is a totally different ratio.
Right.
There's so much help online though that you can you can Google the equivalents, and there's tons of help though. So
yeah, definitely.
I don't know how much my computer kept recording. I don't know if there's aliens landing at my house, so we'll see how much it stayed on for. I don't even know how that works when my computer is the one recording it and then it goes somewhere else.
It looked like it kept recording.
Okay. We'll find out.
Maybe it's showing.
I'll watch the replay to see what I missed. So funny.
We should talk about swaps for alcoholic drinks.
Well, yeah, we could.
Oh, I didn't break.
Yeah, but let's go back really quick because let's talk about like whole swaps. Like You know, Alana uses these Wonder Whips a lot. So instead of having a regular dessert, she makes a Wonder Whip, which is a Greek yogurt, and then she'll use extracts and usually a stevia product, and then some kind of flavoring, or you know, maybe a little accessory with chocolate chips or whatever you like in it. She's got a million different recipes. Yeah. Or and I think she'll do it with PB, right? She'll do it with PB2 also in it.
Yep.
So, but like, what kind of swaps, you know, like I always like, I don't really do tacos in taco shells anymore. I do taco bowls now, so that I can kind of create the ratio I want. But what kind of like full swaps do you do on those kinds of things?
Well, there's always the like celery and cucumber and hummus and stuff, like the chips.
Right. So using the veggie as the carrier, like the nachos, the cauliflower nachos, the bell pepper nachos, those are all great recipes in place of regular nachos.
I don't know if I do full swaps. I guess I just swap here and there, little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Or like, I think a lot of us have now tried what we call the hamburger helper recipe, the beef macaroni, right? So that's kind of a fixate swap where you're using whole wheat pasta. You have less cheese. It's real cheese, not cheese powder. And, you know, comes out, honestly, I think it tastes really similar to the old product. Of course, I haven't had the old product now in a couple decades, but it brought back memories for me. But things like that, where you can still have, you know, nearly the same dish, but maybe you're using more from scratch ingredients, whole ingredients versus powders, pre-made, processed type stuff.
We use rutabaga for our fries.
Yes. Oh yeah. I love turnip fries too. And everybody keeps talking about roasted radishes, and I still haven't done it, and I need to do it.
Really?
Everybody raves about how good they are.
Do they just roast them whole?
Yeah. Like, well, I think you cut them in quarters, and it's like $4.25, salt and pepper, a little bit of oil. And yeah, like people have been raving about them.
My son eats them every day for lunch. He just slices them up into chips.
Yeah.
He eats that and jicama sticks.
Yeah.
And which is also really good, jicama sticks. And then, I know that spinach artichoke dip, the vegan spinach artichoke dip that was the To Be Mindset recipe, that is really good.
Okay. Yeah.
And
so
a crowd pleaser.
Swap for like what you'd normally get at the restaurant that's probably loaded in cheese and
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and people like it too, which I was kind of shocked. I was like, there's no way that they're going to love this because it's green.
Right.
And I'm like, there's no way. But at first they thought it was guacamole. And then I'm like, it's not guacamole. And they're like, really? And they tried it and they're like, oh, but I like it.
You're like, perfect. I love it. Any other swaps, or we can move to alcohol?
I love my frozen grapes instead of a glass of wine at night sometimes.
You know, so it's funny. So Kim had posted about the grapes, and then you do a little lime juice on them, and they taste like a Jolly Rancher. And I had grapes, but they ended up being really not very good grapes. They were weirdly sour. So I didn't end up trying it to see how it went, because I'm like, these already don't taste very good. So I need to try it.
I'm not a fan of Jolly Rancher, so I'll just stick to my frozen green grapes.
Stick to your frozen grapes.
Yep.
Well, I bought grapes to try that, and then I was like, oh, the grapes are just good like this. I don't need to bother.
Right? I like grapes, and you feel pretty full. I mean, there's so much water that, you know, handful will do you, and it's good to go. Like, I find I get really full off raspberries too. So for me, like I don't know what it is about, like when I cook at night, that's the time where I would want a cocktail. And I have like maybe one a week or something like that. But so when I have that feeling like, oh, I wish I just had a little something in my hand while I'm creating this recipe, right? I go for the seltzers. So I've got Waterloo brand right now that I like, that is at Whole Foods. But I also really like the Spindrift. And then you still get something bubbly, like because I usually, when I make a cocktail, it's usually just some kind of seltzer water and alcohol, like a vodka or a flavored vodka or something like that. So that would be my swap that I do quite often, because if I feel like I just want a little something bubbly while I'm making dinner, that's kind of my go-to. What's everybody else's swap on beverages?
Energize.
I had a hot bevy this afternoon, which is always one of my favorites.
I've got my lemon bevy right here.
Yeah. But I like the seltzers. I like pretty much all of the seltzers in any form they come.
You're not picky on the brand. You're just in.
No, there's been a couple that I found that are better than others. But yeah, I 80 calories. I just like a little bit of bubbly, it doesn't really taste like alcohol to me, but I know there's a little bit in there.
Yeah.
So.
And like if I want a margarita, instead of having a mix, I will do just the tequila, triple sec, lime juice, and ice. But I know there's also other products out there that are less sugar or, mixers that you can put in. You just have to kind of feel that out for yourself and how often you're having it. And if they're, what they're using for their sweetening ingredient, if it's a chemical or, how they're doing it and how you feel about that.
I like it like you do. Just
yeah.
No need for all the extra stuff.
No, especially when you get some good tequila. You don't want to mask it.
True.
Now I know other people have drinks. What other beverages are you guys creating out there?
Sue, what do you have? I know you have.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was on mute. So I have my tea. It's hot, and that's it. So that's all I'm doing. I'm pretty boring tonight.
So we're just talking about food swaps, and now we're on beverage swaps. So we're like, what did you used to have, and now how do you make that and still kind of get that same satisfaction from maybe if you used to have, craft beers, and maybe you're on a light beer, which that's not even a good swap because that's just go for the craft beer. But the margarita mix versus just, doing the basic ingredients.
Yeah,
yeah, sorry, I was looking at Kelly's thing, True Lemon. Is that like a mixer?
Wait, I'm mute.
Yeah.
Cali, you're muted.
Well, it's because I only took it off now. I'm doing like 3 things at once. I'm still working. So are y'all talking like cocktail drinks? I was just saying that instead of drinking, I was just thinking like a beverage, like a Coke, I'll drink a True Lemon, which it's kind of like the healthier version of Crystal Light. So it's just kind of like a strawberry flavor or raspberry flavor. I mean, I guess you could put alcohol in it and it would be a pretty good alcoholic drink, but I don't do that.
Yeah, I think we could talk about either. So either is great because there's so many caloric drinks that are out there to, get your hands on. And, if your goal is weight loss or maintenance, you may not want the calories from those things anymore.
But I kind of agree, I think somebody said energize. So and y'all can be mad at me, but I drink C4 instead. And that I used when I was actually in the office all the time. It seems like I would drink that all the time. It kind of kept me going. But I don't drink coffee either. I guess that's kind of my substitution for drinking coffee. So, but yeah. And I get tired of just drinking water plain.
Yeah.
I used to put lemon, like truly like the lemon in my water. I mean, I had special little, water bottles to do that back in the day. But when I moved the last time, all of that stuff got thrown in a box and it's somewhere in my garage. So I was just like, you know what? I'll just True Lemon. It's good. I mean, I think it's like 5 calories. I would have to see what else is in it. But yeah, that's kind of what I drink instead of reaching for like a Coke or another something that's bad for me.
Yeah. Perfect.
Well, I like my alcohol every Saturday. And if I don't limit it to every Saturday, I'll have it Tuesdays or whatever. Just my husband's a drinker. He likes that's actually what he's doing right now. He's out with a friend.
I've got one of those too. He came in and got a beer out of the kegerator.
Yeah.
Started. Yeah.
He's just like, he wants a cocktail, whatever. I'm like, if I had abs and could drink cocktails every night, whatever. Anyway, I did used to drink though cider beers a lot. I loved cider beers, and if you ever look at the ingredient list, they're 200 calories in the nutrition facts. 40 carbs. They're bad. They're really bad. So as you guys know, I drink the seltzers now, but partly because they just weren't as heavy. Like I don't have the hangover like I would with heavier beers, and you can have 2 or 3 and 5% alcohol. So that was my big swap. Try to limit myself on those too, because actually I think they taste like shit. I don't think they taste good, but like I said, you don't have the after effects of feeling crappy, and they're kind of refreshing in a way because it's a seltzer. So
right.
I'm not encouraging anybody to drink, but
if you're going to anyway, right? Yeah.
If you're gonna drink, you may as well. So I do have a swap for when it comes to alcohol. So I used to drink like Tito's and tonic. So now I do Tito's and soda, so it's less calories, and I'll just do lemon and lime with it.
I didn't honestly know there was a difference between calories in tonic and soda.
There is. Tonic has calories.
I don't really like
soda.
Okay, but
yeah, soda does not. I'll look it up and tell you what it is. But but I haven't drank pop in so long, or soda, whatever you guys call it, in so long. I really just drink water. So yeah,
I've been really glad for the bevy to be out, because I just drink water for the most part too.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
really kind of a nice shift. It feels like I'm having something that's I don't know, it's just so flavorful. It feels like it's something like that should be more caloric. And
I know, I love mine hot.
Yeah.
How is it hot? Someone asked about that.
Yeah, it's good hot.
It's like lemon tea.
Really? I'll have to try it, because I do like hot tea.
Pomegranate hot last time, and it was really good.
How
much water do you add to it, Lily?
My big cup that I've done this. I like mine watered down more, but I think you're only supposed to have like 8 ounces with it, but I like mine more watered down. So this is 25 ounces or 24 ounces. So I just fill this up. And if I'm having it cold, if I'm having it hot, I just put it in a coffee cup and add water. So just kind of have to what you like.
Because the whole package, when I do it like daily, I just take like half of it in the morning, and between 2 and 4 that I'm really need that energized, I grab the other half of it and I just do it cold. But hot sounds good.
Yeah, either way. Yeah, you just have to find what flavoring, how much water, but I think it's 8 ounces is what you're supposed to put with it. So.
Yeah, I always put more. I probably do 16 or so, and then I add a bunch of ice when it's cold.
Yeah, that's what I normally use, the big container with ice, and I just use like half of the package, and I save the other half for later on.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, if you like the flavor, then that works great.
Okay, so for tonic water, the particular one that I'm looking at is just a Walmart brand. For 8 fluid ounces, it is 90 calories, 34 grams of carbs, 23 grams of sugar.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So, and then I'll look up soda, but soda's like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just going to be like seltzer water, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, good to know. Well, I never did order tonics anyway, but now I'll keep not ordering them.
Well, and I think I used to order it like that because it did make my drink sweeter. So the first couple times I swapped it out with soda, I'm going, I don't like this. I'm just not going to drink, you know? And so now I kind of have
like if I will have them do a vodka soda with a splash of 7-Up too.
Right.
So if you want something a little bit sweet, because it really doesn't take much, and then make sure they put some fruit in it, and you're good to go.
Yeah. So soda, 12 fluid ounces, 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 95 milligrams of sodium. So way better. Go for the soda.
Okay, good to know.
There you go.
All right, good. Well, does anybody have any other, since you guys were, we did a bunch of food swaps. Is there any food swaps that maybe you had before that really kind of save you now? You still feel satisfied and still feel like you're getting what you want, but you swapped it for a better version, a more nutritious version?
I still live by my, oh, go ahead, Kelly.
Oh, I was, but I didn't say anything yet.
Oh, I saw you green. You were green. So go ahead.
Okay. No, I'm just thinking anything chocolate. So I think Shakeology. One thing that I noticed in the last week, I guess I was on Pinterest and just looking for, different recipes for Shakeology, and I came across kind of like a pudding.
Yeah.
So I just put almond milk and of course a scoop of Shakeology and a little bit of almonds in there and coconut it's not even, it's unsweetened, so just for texture mostly. But I think because I tend to get tired of just drinking just a regular shake, so I think that has kind of substitute anything that I would grab, maybe not that I have them in the house, but like a candy. I think that takes care of like M&Ms and Kit Kats and things that if they were in the house, I would grab those. But since they're not, I think that kind of curbs my appetite. So
definitely
doing so. Chocolate, I dark chocolate too. So I don't go for milk chocolate anymore. If it was like a Hershey's bar or anything like that. Right. So the sweets. Yeah, for sure.
Great swap.
Yeah.
So I still swear by my Portobello pizzas, and you just take the Portobello cap and put marinara. Obviously you can do grandma's tomato sauce or whatever fix they has. I haven't got to that level yet, but I love those. You can't taste the mushrooms at all. I'm not a huge mushroom fan anyway, but they really do save you when you really, really want pizza. And you can put so many toppings on them and make them fun, and put your olives on there, and yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's a really good one. And then in the group, well, depending on what group you're in, one of our groups, two people have made the zucchini boats, or like just you can do a thin slice of zucchini or a zucchini boat and hollow it out, and then do your marinara and your cheese, and if you want some pepperoni on there or a little sausage or whatever kind of toppings you like. That works great. All right, did anybody bring any food label, or was there anything else?
I have one.
Love the zucchini boats.
Oh yeah. So actually for a long time we have swapped out, we were trying to find something like a pizza crust for our son, because our son is gluten-free and dairy-free and pretty much most processed sugar-free. So, and he has been for a long time, and lots of sugars weren't even ones that he could tolerate. And he doesn't do onion or garlic. So a lot of the pre-made stuff was not an option. And so we went through the cauliflower one, and like a cauliflower crust and a broccoli crust and a mix of cauliflower and broccoli. And we actually found the spaghetti squash crust before they created that. And that recipe is pretty close to what we had already been doing.
Oh yeah.
So, and the spaghetti squash crust, I mean, that is, I'm not even gonna lie, if you really wring the squash out, it's a lot of work, but it's really good. like really, really good.
Yeah.
And it holds up really well, like better than most of the other crust styles. So
well, and I saw this week the cloud bread came out with Alana's stuff, and everybody's making cloud bread pizza and just like head over heels for it. So yeah, there's a lot, there's so many options now to get that kind of pizza feeling. I love it. Did anybody bring any food labels you want to talk about today? Oh, all right. Mariana, you didn't get to talk yet. You can go ahead.
So I brought 2 labels going off of our swaps. It's not really a swap, but I've been adding it to my water a little bit. So I found this at the grocery store. It's lemon pressed cold watered lemon water. And it comes in different flavors. I tried the peach raspberry, which sounded like it would be good. It was not very good. Then they have a regular, just straight lemon water. And then they have this one, which is dragon fruit and mango. And the entire bottle is 5 calories, but it was just like too much. So I've actually been diluting it into my water bottle. My water bottle is 18 ounces. And so I'll fill it up to about 16 ounces and pour 2 ounces of this. So this has lasted a few days, but in it is, the ingredients are triple filtered water, organic cold pressed lemon juice, organic ethanol, which I'm assuming is like a sugar alcohol.
Yeah.
And organic flavors, vitamin C, organic stevia leaf. There's 1 net carb per bottle. For my keto friends, it is keto certified. It's non-GMO, it's gluten-free, it's vegan, 1% for the planet, please recycle. And then it has a total carb of 9 grams, 30 milligrams of potassium, 90 milligrams of vitamin C, overall 5 calories.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad, but I don't think I would ever drink the entire bottle by itself because it's too much.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
flavorful.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive. But when you put it in with the water, it adds like a really nice sweetness to the water.
Yeah.
Just to kind of change it up. And if other than that, I just throw like a fresh lemon wedge in my water and first thing. And then the other label I brought is Too Good yogurt. I'm on my iPad, my computer died. I was in a training course earlier, so pardon the fact that this is all backwards. But this is Too Good vanilla yogurt, 2 grams of sugar. And this is 80 calories for 1 cup. It has 35 milligrams of sodium, 2 grams of fat. Total sugar is 2 grams, which is good because normally any type of yogurt that has a flavor. My mom was eating Chobani yogurt for the longest time. She was eating it with like the various like fruits or whatever. And she's like, just don't understand. And I was like, turn that label around. Right. She's like, 12 grams of sugar. What is this? I was like, yeah, don't eat that.
Yeah.
So, and this has 12 grams of protein. The ingredients are reduced fat milk water, less than 1% natural flavors, lemon juice concentrate, tapioca starch, stevia leaf, sea salt, fruit and vegetable juice concentrate for color, vitamin D3, active yogurt cultures, and a gel and gum. So I'm not a big yogurt person. This was just something that I could have like during the weekend to grab because Lily keeps me constantly inspired and motivated that as crazy as my life is sometimes, that I can eat clean and not make, choices that are not going to serve my goals. So I'll sometimes grab this. I'll put either fresh fruit or frozen fruit in it, and then a homemade granola, but never a full yellow. I think we talked last week and somebody was saying that like a full yellow of like granola was just too much, and I totally agree. But yeah, overall 3 carbs, 12 grams protein, 80 calories, 0 added sugar, Too Good Greek yogurt, probably a better swap than that Yoplait strawberry yogurt I was raised on as a child.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a yogurt out here. I don't know if it's everywhere. Lily can get it. I'm sure it's called Elenos. It's crazy amount of calorie. I mean, it's delicious. It's full fat. The flavors in it are amazing. It's like some, great grandma homemade it in her kitchen, and it's like, and she grew all the fruit to go in it, and it's delicious. But it's like one of the containers of it is like more than you'd have in a single meal. It's crazy.
You got to save up for those types of like foods. You really have to.
Yeah. Or share it or something, you know what I mean? Like, and because it was so filling too. The first time I had it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like a lot. That sounds like a good swap.
Yeah, I think so. Jury's still kind of out on these. I picked the plain one up too, and it's just something different and fun to switch. Because I try not to I just try to drink water. I used to have a very bad diet soda habit. It's a work in progress, friends.
Yeah, I hear that. I used to be a big soda drinker myself.
I think you can get those at Trader Joe's, because I tried the ginger lemon maybe, and it was a little not so awesome.
This one I love, actually. It's dragon fruit mango, and I've been very impressed with the flavor when you mix it with water. So I would encourage you, if you're looking for something, give that a whirl.
That sounds much better than my ginger lemon. It just didn't. There's something, I don't know what the flavor was.
Is like hit and miss, right? Because it's like it can taste so fake and so weird, and then I don't know. Yeah. To me, it's like
I'd rather.
It has to be really.
I'd rather just pour lemon and ginger together
exactly
in my water. So.
All right. Any other labels?
I have my lively search for awesome tortillas that I can eat. So
I love it.
So I found these. These are Julia's Table. We have this little store in our town that carries weird things from all over the US. And a lot of them are pretty good, actually. We'll see what we think of this one, but it's gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan, egg-free, wheat-free, nut-free, no sugar. And it's 80 calories per wrap. The ingredients are cauliflower powder, potato starch, soy flour, tapioca starch, white rice flour, water, cornstarch, pea protein, whole grain flours, and then a whole bunch of little stuff. So it has 2 grams of fat. It has 290 milligrams of sodium, has 15 carbs, 5 fibers, 2 sugars, and 3 grams of protein.
Well, it all sounds pretty good. I think the only thing I heard on there that I just don't know enough about would be the soy flour.
Yeah, I don't.
Because some soy products you don't want in your diet. They're a great filler or cheaper use of another product, but they can create estrogen issues depending on how much you're having. But I don't know anything about soy flour to know if that's an issue.
Is it organic?
It is. There's so many things on this label, I can't even. Let's see. It does not say organic anywhere on here. It says certified gluten-free. No, it doesn't say organic at all.
Then it probably isn't.
I would say no.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna want.
There's every other label that you could. There's every other label you could possibly have on here. So I'm sure if it was organic, it would say it right across the top. So, yeah, I thought it was interesting because the first ingredient actually was cauliflower powder, which most tortillas that say cauliflower on them, the first ingredient is not cauliflower.
Right.
So, and I thought that the 5 fibers to 15 grams of carbs, I thought was really good as well. So,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's not like you're going to be eating 100 of these, right? So it's like, you're going to have one for lunch and fill it up. So I'd say if it's working well, it sounds like a good use.
I'll let you know. I haven't tried them. I'm gonna try it tonight. My pizza pocket, by the way, was really good.
Oh, was it?
Yes. Yeah. So I tried the pepperoni Mikey's Pizza Pocket last, I think it was Friday for lunch. And it actually tasted like something you would get at the store and you would never know it's cauliflower. So
Hey,
I was
good to know.
Yeah.
You could become a Mikey's Pizza Pocket rep.
We'll see if they keep sending me stuff.
Influencer. You're the influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you guys tried this? Banana Wave?
Mm-mm.
They have different, it's a milk. It says it's a non-dairy banana milk, and this one is flavored mango. And so I have been adding it to my shake as a fruit instead of fruit. So it tastes good. It doesn't taste like milk, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It tastes more like banana juice with a hint of mango. So I don't know. My kid is like, this is disgusting, but I like it in my shakes. So my tropical strawberry shake.
What's the nutrients look like?
So it has 1 cup is 70 calories. There's 0 fat. There is 90 milligrams of sodium. There are 17 grams of carb, 1 fiber, 12 sugars, and 1 protein. So that's why I figured it was an okay fruit, because I wouldn't have a whole cup. I only put maybe about half a cup in my shake.
Right.
So, and if I'm gonna put like a whole serving of like cherries, that's gonna be quite a bit more sugar, quite a bit more calories.
Still, but you're gonna get a lot more fiber and a lot more nutritional value from the actual fruit and more fullness to carry you through to the next meal. So it's fully up to you, but I would, I'd be more in favor of the actual fruit. And a lot of time, I mean, fresh frozen fruit tends to be better nutritionally because it's frozen at ripeness. It's like the last chance, right? They're getting everything off the trees and bushes and whatever, and it goes straight to a freezer. So it's not like the stuff that's picked and then travels for a week and then it sits in the grocery store for 2 weeks, and picked before it was, at its full nutritional value.
Gotcha. Good to know. Yes, it does not have enough fiber for sure. It's only 1 gram of fiber.
But not saying you shouldn't do it, right? I mean, if you are enjoying it and it's like fitting into things, do it.
I've never heard of it before. They have like 5 different flavors. And so I was like, oh, I'll try it. And my son loves mango. So that's why I originally bought it for him.
Well, mine does too. He goes through those Trader Joe's things like they're going out of style.
Oh yes. That's my son and husband's favorite is the non-sugar dried mangoes. So yeah, so I figured I'd try it. It's, the first ingredient is filtered water, banana puree, mango puree, and then sugar. So figured it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't like you said, as good as having the actual fruit.
That sounds like a good starter for a pina colada. You could try it too.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
Right.
Well, it kind of tastes like it when I have my tropical strawberry shake and I put mango in.
That's what I heard when you said shake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have one as well. Do you have another one, Lily, or were you?
Nope. I only brought 2.
So those Costco purchasers, do you guys ever see these?
I think those were in like the flyer or something. I feel like I've seen them.
Was it?
On sale.
So I like my candy. So I bought these and it says 2 snaps is 180 calories, 15 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber, and 4 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of protein. And I think a snap is this little thing. So I guess I can have 2 of these. And though I'm not eating it these 3 days because I'm doing a refresh, I'll usually dip it in a little almond butter so that I'm kind of getting that peanut butter chocolate thing. And they're actually pretty good. So they're dark chocolate and coconut and almonds with sea salt. So Yeah.
Sounds right up my alley.
Yeah. Give it a try, Costco.
What are they using for the sweetener?
Well, let's see. So ingredients says organic dark chocolate, organic cocoa mass, organic cocoa butter, organic low-fat cocoa powder, organic cane sugar, vanilla, coconut, almond, sea salt.
Okay. So I didn't know if they'd be using, because it's keto, I didn't know if they would use, it sounds like they're just using a lower amount of cane sugar versus being like a sugar substitute or something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds, if it's a good swap, 2 of those, it's when that's about the same as my regular chocolate bar that I talked about last week. So it's about the same size and about the same, to me, it sounds about like if you were just to buy a dark chocolate bar and portion it out to the same sizes, you'd about the same calories.
Yeah. And I usually only do 1 of these. I didn't realize I was allowed 2. So,
Well, allowed is only just their serving size. It does not mean anything to you and your portions.
No, usually I just do 1.
That the company had some good math when it came, with 2 per serving. So
gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I like these. That's been a good swap for me.
If you're enjoying it, then you keep doing it.
Yeah.
All right.
I have one.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, who?
Yeah,
Kim?
go ahead,
Kim,
Jess.
do you have one?
No,
Okay.
Kelly said she had 2. When you're done, she can go.
Oh, okay. So I'm probably gonna get shunned from this group, but I got these. Have you guys heard of these?
What kind are these?
So they're Linny and Larry's complete cookies. They're like a high protein cookie. They're plant-based, which actually I just learned that 2.5 seconds ago. The cookies are huge. They're like 4 inches. I don't know. They're humongous. But
mailing them out?
Huh?
Are you mailing them out?
If you want. Well, after I find out how bad they are,
we all need to sample it first.
Right.
So they're 420 calories for 1 whole cookie, which they're very dense, like they're very filling. I will say that. They're 10 grams of fat. What all do you want to know? Everything?
Just
Sodium,
carb, fiber, and then protein.
Carbs are 61. And I'm going to disconnect now. See you guys.
Oh, I love you. I love you.
And
that's like 8 yellows.
I've had
so how much fiber? How much fiber to the 61 carbs?
10 grams of fiber.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
22 sugars. 16 grams of protein.
All that for just 16 grams of protein. I don't know that I'd call it a protein cookie. That's a lot of other stuff for protein.
Do you eat them all at once or do you split it up? So when I used to eat them, I could like an entire cookie in one sitting. The rest of it was so I'm like habitual for like portioning out my food and then like rationing, like it's I don't know. Anyways, so I would only eat like half or like a quarter of it. So Jessica, are you eating the entire cookie? I'm not here to judge you, by the way. Let me be
I know. If anybody should be judged, it should be me, and I don't mind. I didn't realize how big they were, and I was like, I'm gonna take one for the team and eat the whole thing. I couldn't finish it, which was odd for me because I never leave a cookie behind. But it does have a half serving, so I think the serving size is half a cookie, so that makes sense. But even so, it's still kind of depressing.
Yeah, they got in a lot of trouble a couple of years ago with lawsuits for saying that they were vegan and their chocolate chip cookies were not vegan. And so they had to come back out and like fix everything. And because they used to have their peanut butter cookie, we were talking about those earlier, those were amazing. But then they changed the formula and now they're not nearly as good. And I haven't touched one of those in a very long time, but I appreciate you bringing that back to my attention.
I looked at them at Walmart. I was like, I only see them at nutrition stores, and they were like $5, which was I like paid $2 a cookie at one point because I was desperate. But yeah, they were cheap, and clearly now we know why. So hit me with your best shot, Deanna. What you got? Should I throw them away? Should I mail them out?
Listen, you can try it, track it, and see if you're enjoying it and it's fitting with your plan, then eat it, right? I mean, I'm a big fan of, if you're going to eat a sweet, if you can make it yourself, that's probably better than a processed thing. You know, if you're going to eat it anyway, or you're going to, or, you know, just get something that's high quality. But I do have a lot of opinions about how much people go for the powdered protein in their life, right? Like all the bars, I'm going to shove protein in every single thing. If you just eat, I mean, we are not bodybuilders. Okay. We don't have to do all this fake and shoving in all the protein. We can live off regular nutrition plans and be just great and have enough for our body to fuel. And that's partly why Autumn does a 40-30-30, 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat. If you're fueling regularly, your body is using all those things to fuel, and it doesn't have to take away muscle to fuel yourself. If you're in a severe calorie deficit, that's when your body starts taking muscle, because it doesn't know where it's getting its fuel from. So it's going to take it from your muscle. And why people inject more protein, right? If they're trying to slim down, you go more protein, because you don't want your body to take the muscle it has. You want it to take the protein you're giving it. And so if you're in like a competition situation where you're slimming down, that's where you start getting those big protein numbers. And like when Brianna, is that her name? Joel's wife, when she does the slim down, she does a high protein plan. You are going to slim down on it. One, you're not going to hold as much water in your muscles because you don't have the carbs. Two, you're going to have protein, a lot more protein, so you're going to feel satiated more, so you're not going to eat as many calories. And three, you're going to be in a high calorie deficit, so that the protein coming in your body uses instead of stealing from your muscles, so you retain more muscle. But so all that being said, I think we try to, like, I'm in several groups, and I feel like people try to over protein, right? Just because it has protein in it does not mean it's like this wonder food and that you're magically going to be better at whatever. So if you enjoy it and it's like your treat, then do it. It is a treat though, I would say.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. No. It had real sprinkles on it, and I will totally send you guys if you really want one.
Kim's in. Kim's like, send me one now.
Yeah, I've seen those things a lot.
Bye, Kim.
Look yummy. I think they do the same thing with probiotics and stuff. Yeah. It's like, I'm sorry, but that candy bar that has probiotics in it, it is a glorified candy bar. Yeah. You are not paying for anything that's going to help your gut. All you're doing is paying for marketing.
Label, right?
Yeah. And that's the hard part, right? Because marketing is so good these days. It's so good. And consumers have no idea that they don't have to have this product, or, you know, like, and then like even just things as simple as saying it's natural. Then you think, oh, well, it must be good. It's natural, right? But that like means anything. Like there literally is no restriction.
Yeah, actually, like I don't remember how long ago it was. It was within the last month that I realized that natural flavorings, I kept seeing natural flavorings. That's actually really bad.
Yeah, it can mean anything. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it usually doesn't mean good.
Right. It usually means from actual food.
Yeah, like that it's not food, that it's a chemical, or it would have a name, because everything has a name. Bananas have a natural flavor. It's called banana. So when they just say natural flavors, it's like, where do you find that in nature?
Right, right.
Pick it somewhere.
All right, Kelly, let's do your labels.
Okay, so I know we were talking about pizza crust earlier, so I'll do that one first. So this one is Cauliflower Foods. Got this at Whole Foods. original Italian. So it looks like this. Okay. It's got 2 crusts in the package. So it's got 2 grams of net carbs per 1/3 crust. It's 90 calories, 6 grams of fat. Let me see. Okay, so, and then it says total carbs 4 grams, fiber 2, sugar 1 gram, protein 7 grams. So good.
So what's in the ingredient list? How is it keeping it all together?
Cauliflower, low moisture mozzarella cheese, culture pasteurized milk, salt, and enzymes. God, I do need glasses. Egg whites, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, contains egg and milk. That's pretty much. Oh, and the dried basil.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
good.
it.
Yeah, so that's what a lot of them are. They use cheese to bind it. And that sounds like cheese and eggs bind that one. So let's see, it's only 6 grams of carbs. So you're probably more on like maybe a blue container with that one. You know, it's a little more on the fat side. I don't remember what the protein was.
7.
So those are pretty even. So, I mean, it'd probably be almost like a blue, I'm thinking, versus, or it could be like a half a red plus a teaspoon or something like that to kind of cover the fat and the protein.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like it's, you know, decent stuff in it. And yeah, you just have to count it. You know, it's not a veggie, but it's, you know, more toward like a teaspoon or some kind of healthy fat in there.
Yeah. I mean, I had one and it was okay. I mean, it wasn't like great, but yeah, it was just something different that I saw. So
Yeah.
it is free, grain free. So, but as far as sodium, it's got 200 milligrams. So I don't know if that's good, bad.
Higher. Yeah, it's a little higher, but that's pretty typical when something's pre-made. I mean, that's partly food preservation and partly just to make it taste good.
Okay, so the second one is mashed cauliflower, Earthbound Farms, says organic. So this one, 40 calories. Let's see, serving size, 1/2 cup, 1 gram of fat, 7 grams of total carbs, fiber 2 grams, sugar 3 grams, and protein 2 grams. So
it sounds like they probably didn't add much into it. Something to bind it again. Maybe a little. Is there like a little milk or something in it?
Is milk, water, cornstarch, sea salt, garlic. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good sub. And it's actually really easy to make your own cauliflower mash too, if you like to cook. I mean, I'm not like pushing it. I'm just saying, you know, if you wanted to, we make it quite a bit with like a roasted garlic and it's really delicious, but that sounds like a great option because they didn't add a bunch of other things into it. Sometimes, I think this was months ago, we went through like a buffalo cauliflower and it had like some kind of breading on it and it had, you know, the sauce and it just had a lot with it that ended up kind of taking away the benefit of the cauliflower. But that one sounds like it's pretty straight.
And this is the second time I bought this brand and I was pretty pleased with the flavor and I'm trying to, what did I pair this with? I might have done like a meatloaf or something. So yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, for me to buy it a second time around, the pizza crust, that's the first time I bought it. So I haven't eaten the second one yet. But anyway, those were 2 that I thought I would try. So
yeah, they sound good.
What was the brand again, Kelly?
Which one?
The mash.
This one is Earthbound Farm.
Okay.
That's in most places, I think. Well, and if it's Whole Foods, it'll be the Whole Foods. Yeah.
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 Nice.
Yeah, cauliflower mash is a great option. Is it? I don't, there's a shepherd's pie recipe on Fixate. I don't remember if that's a cauliflower mash on top. Is that what it is, Lily? Do you remember?
I don't actually remember if it was. So.
Hi, Robin.
Have a night, Robin.
Bye.
Yeah, we can probably shut it down anyway. We're a little late tonight.
Yeah,
The
we're over
stopping got a little long. All right, you guys, is there anything else quick you want to know, or are we good for tonight?
Will you share your cauliflower mash recipe, Deanna?
Yeah.
I tried to buy it frozen and I heated it up and I took one look at it and I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm not touching.
I just kind of make it up, so I will put what we put in it, just to, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Spices are your friend. When it comes to cauliflower mash, at least for me.
You sounded interested and easy, so yeah. If you share the recipe, I'll join.
Yeah, perfect. I'll share what we do. I like to roast the cauliflower ahead of time because that gives it a little more flavor too. And then you can throw in, if you want to do a little bit of cheese or, or you can do almond milk, you can do regular milk, whatever, you want to do. But yeah, I'll write it down and throw it in the groups.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, well, have a good night, and I'll send the recording out in case we want to go back and see what the food swaps are. Oh, and meal prep class is Sunday. If you don't already know, come join us, and everything should be in the groups that you need to know. All right.
Excited
Bye,
for
guys.
Sunday.
We'll see
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.